Hey y'all, and welcome to another video from Ignite. Today we are going to be doing an updated PvE ants list for both free to play and for pay to win. So let's get right into it. Alright, also as said in the little intro, we're going to do a updated list on PvE ants, the best ones for both pay to win and free to play. But before we get into that, as always, I got to get into the fact that we are sponsored, and our sponsor is Aptoid. Where using my code EGNATE2023, you can get anywhere from 5 to 40% off all in-game purchases. Especially during the holidays where everybody's trying to save up money, this is a great way for you to still be able to play the ants game and save a little bit of money. That full description of how to take full advantage of this will be down in the description down below. Alright, so we'll get right into it. So for PvE, since the last video I've done, we've had quite a few ants that have came out. And so, of course, that means that we're going to have to do a little bit of updated list. I'll go into the free-to-play first, and there I'll put up a chart right now as well that will show you kind of the best-in-class slot, but also give you some alternatives that you can do that are not on that list, so if you don't happen to have those ants or whatnot. So we'll go into the free-to-play first. So for any of the troop types for free-to-play, which I have talked about this in other videos, Dusky Lurker is going to be your best one in front row slot. Reason being is that it buffs up the back lines, right, increases the next skill damage of our back line. So that's why it's the best one for PvE. So like when you're doing like a Guardian type thing, for free to play, you do something along the lines of like Dusky Lurker, Leaf Devourer, Mimicry if you have to, if you're free to play. But you could also do something that's a little more consistent and run like a Jack Jumper, which is a universal. Or a Crimson Fragger, which is also a universal instead of the Mimicry. So that one covers for Guardian. Now for shooters, it's the same thing, really. You know, Dusky is going to be your front line for pretty much all of these. To backtrack, actually, if you do happen to have Hairy Panther is one of the best ones you can use in PvE. I know it's a little harder to get, but in that case, if you do have Hairy Panther, I would swap it out for the Dusky Lurker in the front line. Alright, so now we're moving on to shooters. Dusky Lurker in the front. And then still the strongest ones that you can really get as far as free to play are going to be the Wise Berserker and the Remaster. So that'll give you the most peak damage as far as free to play, as well as a consistent damage with the Wise Berserker. And then we get into carriers. So for PvE, it's still going to be the Dusky Lurker in the front, and then have the Golden Crystal, of course. Where is my Golden Crystal? Golden Crystal, and then the Shikari Master for free to play. Now for pay to win, we have the Crimson Pearl. So essentially the front line, so the Dusky gets replaced out with the Crimson Pearl. Besides, in the case of the Guardians, it's still going to be the Hairy Panther in the front. And then you want to go with a Parada and a Leaf Devourer. For shooters, it's going to be Crimson Pearl again, and then Lathy and Wise Berserker. And then for carriers, it's going to be again Crimson Pearl in the front, Golden Crystal, and then LB. So that pretty much sums it up as far as carriers. Now what if you don't have some of those? So some of the things that you can replace out that are not as good but will help you hit a little higher would be ants like Crimson Fragger, having even Brown Rogue is kind of a hit and miss, but you can throw Brown Rogue in. And then really just do jack jumper. The rest are pretty much a hit and miss as far as that. But anyway, this chart will also be in my Discord, so feel free to go over there and check it out. Thanks to Sarluna for actually doing the imagery of it. And Agni is out. We'll see you in the next video.